Hello, and welcome back to yet another Disneyland Paris area hotel review tour. It's a long-winded name to say this, but I am going to be doing a little overview and a tour on the hotel that I stayed at my last, during my last visit, which was only about a month ago from the time of filming this, so she's fresh in the memory. Thought it would be informative, helpful hopefully, to do a video on the hotel that I stayed at and some information on the hotel. So I stayed at the Adagio. It gets a little confusing. There's two different Adagios from what I can see, and they're both either right beside each other or down the street from each other. They seem very, very close. So I will make sure that I leave the exact name and information of the one that I stayed at here, because the prices vary. I think this one, sometimes it's the more expensive one, but then sometimes it's cheaper. But in general, I do think this one technically tends to be a tiny bit more expensive. I don't really know the differences between them, I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, is this ankle a little funky? Let's adjust. I stayed here for 3 nights. This was June of 2025, so not very long ago. And I'll give you the price details, some information. First, we'll do the tour, then I'll go over my pros and cons after the tour. If you like these, let me know. Please subscribe. I did one of these to the Resid Home in the Val d'Europe area, which is a cheaper option for staying near Disneyland Paris. So you can find that video. I'll link it up here, down below. It's on the channel because I stayed there last February, so about 6 months ago, and now I've stayed at this one. I also stayed at Eclo. I didn't do an overview of that just because I put it in the vlog, but there is vlogs of my October trip from last year, 2024. If you want to see Eclo as a really budget option. But onto Adagio. I booked this direct through the hotel. Normally I book through Expedia. I know, it's just the best price. I'm probably gonna stay here again, spoiler alert, in September. And there I will book through Expedia, because Expedia is the best price. This one I booked direct through Adagio because their members discount was the best option for me. It was the cheapest discount. I signed up. Their website is a little sketchy now. When I tried to book my future trip, it would say $359 and then as the members rate, and then when I logged into my account, it would put it to $375. So I don't know about that. But the first time that I booked, I signed up as a new member, I got the members discount, so I did that. 394.80 in euros for 3 nights mid-June. I stayed from the 10th to the 13th, I believed, which converts to 343 pounds 20p. So about 110 pounds a night, which doesn't sound too crazy, but I think I'm just used to staying at other hotels that are way cheaper. I think I'm just cheap. I originally booked this because I was supposed to have a friend staying with me and they wanted to have a gym. They ended up having to cancel their trip, so I ended up staying by myself, which is fine. But I normally wouldn't spend over 100 euros a night on a hotel. But that's just me. That's just me. The area, this is the closest hotel you can get to Disneyland Paris without staying on property. I believe that isn't a lie. I've seen that somewhere, and also that's what it feels like. You can walk to the parks from this hotel, and that is what I did. It is about a 15-minute walk. I'm not sure if this video will be out or the vlogs will be out first with the way that I time it, but in the vlogs I literally go through exactly how far it is to walk. So I'll put up the time that future me said it was to walk from the parks to here. It is a little bit confusing. I definitely got lost the first time, so I wish I had a video like this to explain it better to me, because it is kind of behind Disney Village is the best way to describe it. And the thing that's weird is every off-property hotel has a little bit of a different pickup. Eclo, I was using the city bus. B&B was a good neighbor hotel, so it was at the bus stop. This is at the bus stop, but at the south bay of the Disneyland Paris bus depot, not the north one. The north one is the one that's right beside the train station that you can see. So if you were trying to get the shuttle from this hotel to Disneyland Paris, you need to basically go past Five Guys. I'll try and put a map here that will make some sense, but if you're going into Disney Springs, into Disney Village, how do I describe this? If you go this way, you go to the train station. So if you go this way, this is the movie theater, World of Disney, all that. If you go straight out the other way and walk straight to where the big blue banner is that says see you real soon, see you later, see you something, through that, if you see Five Guys, or if you put in Five Guys, Five Guys is here, and then you take a right and you'll find the station there. I don't remember the letter, I want to say it was G, but that is the station. It didn't say anywhere on the website, any information, my confirmation email, nothing where it actually go, which I feel this is kind of one of the issues. I had this with B&B Hotel as well. There's no information, but then it's how do you get there? Because when you first arrive, you don't talk to the hotel. You arrive at the train station, and then you basically have to Uber or walk to the hotel to then get information. So then, beside the point. I'm pretty sure it was G, and I know it was in the South Station because I got really confused and vaguely lost. They do have a shuttle. The shuttle times are actually kind of annoying. To be honest with you, I get that they're there to get you there and to get you back, but they don't run in the middle of the day. I think it's something like 11:30 to 5 they don't run, which, okay, but also if you had kids who need to take a nap, you want to take a break, you were doing more than like 2 days, and you want to actually enjoy the amenities, because, spoiler alert, this has nice amenities at this hotel, you can't really enjoy them unless you want to walk back, which is fine for me. I'm a solo adult. I travel by myself. I'm completely able and totally fine. But if you had, again, like kids, strollers, bags, maybe you don't want to take like a 15-minute walk in the hot sun to get back. So we'll talk about that in pros and cons. But there is a shuttle, and the shuttle is nice because it is only for the 2 Adagio hotels. Like I said, I've stayed at B&B before, and the downside of B&B is you share with all of the like good neighbor style hotels, so it is always packed, it is always crammed, you are always fighting for your life to get to the shuttle. If you're staying at like Explorers, Dream, Magic, Castle Inn, I remember the name of that one, B&B and Champlain, is that what it is? Those hotels? This one is nice because it has its own shuttle. There's a few of them. I think like Radisson Blu also has its own shuttle. Adagio is one of the nice ones that has its own shuttle, but has a shuttle, which is really nice. It is walkable, so I walked to and from the parks most of the time. I think I only took the shuttle once, to be honest with you, just because like I'm a sleep runner, I'm not a morning person, I'm not rope dropping, so I don't need to be there early. The front desk staff was really nice. This is probably the nicest non-Disney staff that I've experienced. I wish I knew his name, but the guy who checked me in, he had like a whole bunch of Disney pins on his like vest, whatever, uniform, and he spoke like 3 or 4 languages. I'm pretty sure it was like English, Spanish, French, and something else, but they were super friendly, super helpful, big fan of them. Amenities wise, the hotel, I didn't actually use too many things. I kind of like walked around, and they had a lot of good stuff, but I was like in and out, I was running. They do have a absolutely beautiful outdoor pool that I had like an amazing view of from my room, so great. Did I go in it? No. I was going to. I just, the time didn't work. They have a beautiful outdoor pool. I didn't go to the gym. I booked it originally, like I said, because my friend wanted a place with a gym. Ended up not using the gym at all. They have like a little kid playroom in the lobby, so if you just want to entertain your children, you could do that. There's a lot of like little seating areas around the hotel that you could just like sit and hang out at. They had a coffee bar. I don't know what the cost was to it because I didn't use it, but they did have like an espresso bar. They also had a breakfast. I didn't do breakfast because it's like 20 euros for an adult, and I was like, whatever, I'll just go to McDonald's and pay less or the same there. So the only other like perk that I did use is holding your bag, which I had no problem with. They were lovely. They have like a giant baggage room, so I checked out at 11. My train wasn't until like 9, so they held my bag like all day. Now that I've been talking for like 9 minutes straight, we'll cut to the tour past me giving you information, and then we'll come back and we'll talk pros and cons and kind of like how I feel about it. So it's my last day. I'm checking out this morning, so I'll just go over like a final daytime little tour, and then we'll actually like do more review more at home. My hair is going, my hair's going crazy today. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it has a little key with lights, then it does have a deadbolt here. Bathroom, it worked. It's fine. The shower was kind of weird. I took a shower last night, and I don't know what's going on here, but I promise I didn't pee in the tub. But that's happening. And also I had to take out the drain stop because otherwise it wasn't draining at all. So, okay. But if you wanted to, there's like a little line to hang. This should work because there's a little sign here saying how to use it, but it's definitely missing a piece down here, so I assume it doesn't work. And it was just like little things, like, can you see this? There's like a hole in the laminate, which is kind of funny. Again, you guys saw this safe. I didn't use any of this area here. The giant mirror is very helpful. I enjoy the full floor-length mirror, I'm not gonna lie. Bed, the pillows are terrible. The bed itself is fine. Pillows, absolutely terrible. And then the artwork, kind of a one-over of the room again. Fridge, amazing. Super cold. I have a water bottle in here right now. And you can see this is just ice, so I love that. Up here, plates, cutlery. I did use the microwave and it worked, so that's good. I don't know what's up there because I can't reach it. And some cups. I just finished doing the dishes, so there's ice in the sink. But they provided a sponge. These are dishwasher pods, I'm assuming. Detergent. I didn't use any of this, so I can't speak for this. And I messed around with this and I don't know how to turn it on. So maybe I'm just stupid. But none of this does anything. Maybe it's lost on me. And dishwasher, which I didn't use, and there's just a bin in there. TV, again, I didn't use. Little books, another little bin, chair. There is a million outlets in this room. I'll say that's like the main selling point. There's an outlet behind here. You see my phone cord is plugged in. There's one over there. There is one here. Then there's 3 here. That's crazy. Then there is one here. So theoretically, if you had like a long cord, you could do your hair kind of in the bathroom. And then the shaver outlet with the hair dryer here. But like I said, my fan didn't work. I never went and complained about it. I guess I'll show you that. I said this on day 1. My fan was broken. I don't know if you can see the error, but I never complained. It wasn't hot enough. Today, it is hot enough. I would be complaining today because it is. I'd be dying when I came home. Or if you were doing like a midday break like you would kids and you're bringing them back to swim, I would want there to be a fan at least. So I'm gonna tell them when I check out, just so they know for the next person. But here's a little view. This only opens this much because the bed is right here, but this is the view. Cute. The lobby's down there. Obviously the giant outdoor pool. I didn't see the indoor pool because I believe it was closed till yesterday. Yesterday finally opened up. But all I wanted to do is lay by the pool, but I didn't have time. And then right over there in the distance you can kind of see Disney Village. So it's like a 15-minute walk. But yeah. That's kind of one final room overview. I'll do a full-on like review when we get back to London. Because I said my room to do it. Because not that I'm in a rush, but I got about here in 20 minutes. And I want to head to the park because I head home today. So cut back to me in London sad post-trip. On my phone again for a minute, but this really cute like kids playroom. And the lobby. And then this is the lobby here. Pool there, there's like a little outside seating area. Food you can buy. This is tech stuff and vending machines. They also have free coffee, as far as I know. I think you can buy pods, but there's also pods at the front desk. And it's cute. Yeah, there's the overall lobby. This is, I said, tech stuff, so ponchos, dental kit, medication, adapters, all that fun stuff in here in case you forgot anything as well. Okay, we're back to current day me. Hello, thank you for that. So talking about pros, the location is awesome. I do think that Val d'Europe in general is probably a little bit more handy because it's easier in the sense that you don't walk at all, but also like you're saving yourself basically €5 every time you go to and from the park because you don't have to walk. And there is the shuttle. The shuttle just didn't work for my timing, which is fine. We'll talk about that in a minute too. But the location, it is super, super close. There is other hotels in the area, so like the other Adagio, and I don't remember the name. Séjours and Affairs, I think, is the other hotel that's like on the other side of the shopping center. But there is like some hotels in the area, but it's not super hotel-y. It's not like the other side of Val d'Europe where like the Resid Home, Ibis, like those places are. I feel like there's more hotels over there. This is on the far side, closer to the park. So the location is really, really handy. I could see a little bit of fireworks from my room. So I imagine if you're on the other side of the hotel, facing towards the park, the hotel's kind of shaped like this, and the park is here. I was like on this side, inwards facing the pool. If you were on this side, you could absolutely see the fireworks like in full. If I was even further down, like the hallway, I probably could have seen the fireworks from my room. I could see like half of them. I can see the lights, but not the actual fireworks kind of. You can either hear the music from them, which is really fun. So really, really beautiful like setup, if that makes sense. Like the hotel itself is very pretty. The artwork is really nice. The view is really beautiful. The rooms are like nicely made, I guess, if that makes sense. Like there's artwork. I don't know, the hotel just looks like a nice hotel. It looks a little bit more updated than other ones I've stayed. With that being said, it's not like great with the upkeep, but again, hold that in, we'll talk about that more in cons. But the biggest thing is the location. To be able to walk to the park and walk back at any time in less than 20 minutes is huge. It's very handy. It felt very safe. The roads all have crosswalks. They're well lit. It's not like you're walking through the back roads in the middle of the night and you're not really like in a like not like a not busy area, but if you were staying at somewhere like the Séjours or whatever it's called on the other side of the shopping center, it's more like densely populated. There's more like non-Disney things, if that makes sense. Here you're basically, there's nothing between you and Disney besides a police station, and it feels very Disney coded. To me, it feels very similar to walking back to like the Disney actual hotels, like Marva Hotel. It feels like that. Like I feel like I'm in the bubble still, if that makes sense. That's why I'm thinking about booking this for the September trip, because the annual pass party doesn't finish till 2 a.m. and the thought of being able to walk back and feel safe is really big to me. So location is a big one. The rooms are nice in the sense that they are roomy. They're not as big as the other hotel on my last review, but they do have space. They do have the full kitchen. The fridge was chef's kiss. The coldness of this fridge, I had the crispiest Diet Coke of my entire life because I had like a frozen glass with it. Oh, it was so good. So the fridge is great. I couldn't get the hub to work. I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. This happened at the last hotel too. I don't know if I mentioned that review. I couldn't get the hub to work for the life of me, but it had all the kitchen amenities. It had pots, pans, kettles, coffee makers, bowls, cutlery, anything you could need. They have all that. It worked. It did the job. It was nice that it had a little balcony. I will say that. I could like open up the whole door. It was nice. I don't know if I would pay the same price again. The price is the big thing that got me. I really don't tend to spend more than like 110 euros a night on a hotel because of some of the cons as well, but in general, it was nice. Onto my few cons. Main thing was the shuttle. The shuttle pissed me off. It doesn't make sense to me to not run a shuttle in the middle of the day. I get that they're saying like we're trying to get people to the park and we're trying to get people back from the park. I am not an all-day park person anymore. Like I'm not like a break person where I feel like a lot of people take a break in the afternoon. I'm not like that. I'm a sleep in and then go at like 11 or noon. So for me, I feel like I was like fighting for my life to catch the last shuttle there at 11:30. I did catch the shuttle back. I think one of the nights I took the shuttle there one day, but I just ended up walking, which like, yes, it's nice because the location's good because you can walk, but also like I'm walking because your shuttle sucks so bad. You know what I mean? Same, like I think I said earlier that my train was not till 9. I think my train was actually at 5:30, so I needed to leave around 3. So like tell me why there was no shuttle running. So like I did my shopping, I bought my stuff on the last day, and then I'm stuck walking for like 15 minutes in the 32-degree weather that it was in June in Paris. So by the time I get to the hotel to pick up my bags, I'm like dripping sweat and dying, and then I'm walking another 20 minutes to get to Val d'Europe to take the train to go home. Like it was just like, that was annoying, because even if I had the shuttle to the hotel, it would have felt like a little bit less strenuous. You know what I mean? I don't think I mentioned this in pros actually. It's also very close to the shopping center, so if you want to go to the shopping center, you can pop over there. I think it only takes about like 7 minutes when I timed it, which is really handy. If you like French skincare, you can go to the pharmacy. I have hauls where you can see all the stuff I get from the pharmacy because it's much cheaper than the UK. If you forget something, like I forgot a pair of black shorts, you can go. They have like a Uniqlo, a Primark, stuff like that. They also have a Lidl, so if you want to eat in the room, because there is the kitchen area, you can go to Lidl. I picked up like water, things like that at Lidl. What else is there? Oh, they also have Amazon lockers. So I've never tried this, so take this with a grain of salt. But you can, I'm assuming, order things from French Amazon to the Amazon lockers. So if there was something that you wanted to not carry with you to order there, you could do that, I guess. It's a big thing where people order groceries to their hotels in Florida, but I think it's because they're there for like weeks, obviously. Anyways, back to the cons. I got distracted. The shuttle was annoying. That was my main peeve of it. Again, the price, it was good. Like, it wasn't that expensive. I am just someone who's cheap because I travel alone. If I traveled with like 3 friends, yeah, sure, like 30 euros a night wouldn't be that bad. but I travel by myself, so I take the brunt of all the costs. Then the room was like fine. The room looked nice, like it looked modern and updated, but it wasn't nice, if that makes sense. Like it was run down, and there was things that were kind of annoying. Like I said, I didn't need to use the hub, but like the stovetop, I couldn't get to work at all when I played around with it. The bathtub, the water pressure was abysmal, and it didn't drain, so I ended up just like kind of taking baths instead of showers because I would have the plug like fully pulled out. Like I physically removed part of the plug and it still wasn't draining properly, which like I don't want to think about that much because that's kind of gross the more I think about it, but whatever. Again, not the end of the world, but if I am paying like 150 euros or whatever a night, I would like the shower to drain. Also, I noticed that the room had enough space. The room had enough space, and it wasn't small, per se. And I think they probably did this on purpose, but it had those kind of windows that you could, like, you guys saw, open the whole way in. They didn't open, like, at all. So I'm assuming you weren't actually supposed to step outside. I did, because I wanted to see the fireworks. And maybe that was, like, their safety things. They don't want you stepping outside. But, like, if you wanted more air... Oh, that was the thing. I had no AC the whole time. That was my other complaint. Let me finish my thought, then we'll be back. If you needed more airflow and you wanted to step outside, you couldn't because you can only open it like a body's width basically before it hits the bed, which normally maybe you would need, but I needed because I had no air conditioning and it was like in the mid 30s this entire trip. Mid is dramatic. It was probably the low 30s. It was still over 30 degrees my entire trip. 30 degrees is hot when it's humid and sticky. So luckily it cooled down at night and I had some airflow, but I had no heat. Not no heat, I had no AC at all. No AC and no fan. When I looked at it, it just like flashed a little wrench saying that it needed repair and maintenance. So that was my main thing. My bad, because I didn't ever complain about it. I probably could have. I told them when I checked out for the person checking in afterwards because it was supposed to be even hotter the week afterwards. But I didn't say anything because I wasn't in the room enough for it to really matter. But I feel like that's something that like maybe should have been caught. Like maybe housekeeping would have noticed when they were flipping the room. But that's just me. But I say again, probably just for the location. Like if my trip in September didn't have the annual pass party that was ending at 2 a.m, would I be sitting there? No, I would be staying at one of the Val d'Europe hotels because I find that to be boomer. Huh? My camera overheated and turned off, which has only happened like twice, but kind of scares me. Anyways, I don't really remember what I was saying. Would I say there again? Yes, but only because of the location, because I'm getting home at like 2 a.m. from the annual pass party and it feels like a safe walking distance area. Like the area feels safe to walk in. It's like well lit. I assume there'll be a lot of people staying there. I'm gonna try and look if there's any like annual pass holder groups of other people that are staying to walk with. But yeah, overall it was fine. The staff was really friendly. It had everything I wanted. If you use the amenities, I'm sure it'd be great. Because like in my brain, the price difference between something like a Resid Home and Adagio is probably like the pool and gym. Which I get, that maybe I'm just a waste for not using those things, and if those matter a lot to you, then have at her. But for that cost, I'm also like, maybe I would rather save 20 to 30 euros a night and stay somewhere cheaper that doesn't have those because I don't need those. Those are my thoughts. I think I would give it for the cost, 7.5. Like it was good. Obviously I'm going back. I don't have beef with them at all. But I just feel like the no fan was annoying. The shuttle times were annoying. The walking was fine, but it was hot, so I would have rather taken a shuttle. And I also feel like that if it's communicated, then it's fine. But they like handed me a little piece of paper that didn't explain like where the shuttle picked up, where you were going. I was at the North Depot and I needed to be at the South Depot, which it said, but then like Google doesn't have like the South Depot as an actual location. Like it was just confusing in that sense, and I ended up just walking and then talking to someone at the hotel. But I feel like if you're going to advertise a shuttle and you're going to charge more money because a shuttle is one of your amenities, the shuttle should run all day. And I know you may think that's crazy, but I stayed at B&B and B&B shuttle ran all day. I've stayed on property, their shuttles ran all day. This is the only hotel that I've stayed at where the shuttle didn't run all day. Again, maybe there's others. I do kind of want to stay at the Radisson Blu next year because I know they also have their own shuttle. So maybe I'm just like being crazy about this. But to me, if you're going to advertise an amenity, the amenity should be available all the time. It was like a little bit cheaper. I'd say 100%, 100,000%. I would love it if it was like this much cheaper. But I think it's just that it's not this much cheaper. It kind of gets to me. But I am scared my computer. Nope. I am scared that my camera's going to overheat. So I'm going to stop talking. I feel like that was a sign. hopefully this was helpful. These were the kind of videos that I wanted when I was staying there, because I had no idea like where shuttles were picking up and dropping off and what I was doing. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. If there's anything else you want to see, let me know. I go to the parks every couple months, so I will be back in the next couple weeks by the time you see this. I'll be there in September and I'll be there in October. So if there's anything you want to see in the parks, let me know. I'm happy to show. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm happy to talk. You can hit me up on Instagram or TikTok. I post there. Well, I don't post on Instagram that much anymore, but I'm really active on Instagram, so if you comment or something, I will see it there. TikTok, I'm on all the time, unfortunately. I'm a chronic scroller. I'll see you guys for the next video sometime. Who knows? Probably in a week. We'll see. Bye.